Yeah, I'm with Ankita Sharma at National Institute of Advanced Studies. She's one of the research scholars, one of the bright students working in a domain which not many people pursue. When you think of spiders or think about ants, the immediate reaction is to avoid them. But her thesis work is on these two species. Ankita comes from Assam. She did education in Assam. She's a KV school product. Did her undergraduate in geology and masters in wildlife conservation,
Yeah.
and that is all this education was at Cotton University. She's an inspired fellow pursuing a PhD at National Institute of Advanced Studies. When she was making a presentation about her research, that got my attention, and I want to check with her journey of research, the choice of the subject, and yeah, let us listen from Ankita.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for having me here. As you said, I did my master's in environmental biology and wildlife sciences from Cotton University, and that is where this interest for spiders and later on ants began. So we had to do a master's dissertation, and initially I was supposed to work on birds, the functional diversity of birds. But upon discussion with my guide, he suggested that birds are something that have been worked on quite extensively, and why don't we look at something which is very often overlooked but is everywhere, and that is spiders. So that's how we decided upon looking at the impact of urbanization on the functional diversity of spider. Just to explain what is functional diversity, it is basically their traits, how big they are, what kind of webs they are making, and whether there are differences in these patterns of web making, or even their body size, or the kind of nesting stratum they prefer in urban areas as compared to the natural habitats. So,
Just to interfere, that means do we have the record of these spiders? If you want to see the change,
Yeah.
there should be a record of how they were before.
So there are very few work on that. In fact, functional diversity of spider, my work on functional diversity of spider was one of the first from Northeast India. So otherwise, we do have records of the type of web made by a certain kind of spider, and the general, like the standard body size and all of those records are there, but for Guwahati specifically it was not there. So what we used to do was we
Good.
would go there.
Can you tell me the challenges of doing such research?
Oh yes, there are many challenges. First and foremost, for both ants and spider, later on in my PhD, I added the ant aspect because they are quite different from spider, but they are also around our houses. So I wanted to compare and see how two different organisms respond to similar habitat types. And one of the main challenge was when I would go for field work, people would say we don't have spiders or ants, and they would consider them quote unquote dirty. So they will be like, we don't have spiders and ants because we clean our house, they are not around, we keep our house clean. So that's what so many people were reluctant to even like accept that spiders, and it's not even that they notice or not notice, they were reluctant to even have them around. Secondly, it is difficult because if you're working with a larger mammal, obviously if they are cryptic or they are shy, it's difficult to sight them. But even then, since they are big, you can see them. For spiders and ants, you need many different techniques to see them, collect them, and because we are working with body size, traits, all of those things takes a lot of time, and people are often very doubtful about the work actually, like what's the point, kind of.
That's the curiosity
Yeah.
many people will have.
Yeah.
I think you're mentioning about conservation.
Yeah.
There a lot of effort is gone in conserving lions or
Yeah.
elephants or tigers.
Yeah.
Recently, reintroducing the
Cheetah,
cheetahs. We do talk a lot of it, but then what I want to know from you is that why should we worry about these things?
For spiders and ants,
Mm.
one of the very simple answer is they are part of the ecosystem. That's the very most simple answer. But they are spiders are some of the most specialized predators. They are considered excellent biological pest control. And ants are considered ecosystem engineers because they are they help in the decomposition, pollen transfer, and all of those integral part of the cycle, which if they are not there, it will collapse. So those are the things.
Very good. Yeah, I also should congratulate Ankita for her research led to identification of a new species in
Yeah.
ants.
Yeah.
No, it only shows that we thought we understand ant, but we don't seem to be. Maybe tell something about the new
Yeah.
species which you
Sure.
got.
So we found the species when I was doing my fieldwork. Like I said, I was comparing across habitats, urban, forest, semi-urban park. So in one of those forests, which is the Garbhanga Reserve Forest of Assam, we deployed pitfall traps. These are just cups which are dug into the ground. And later on, when I retrieved the traps for identification, we found a ant species which was very different from other recorded species from the region. So we cross-verified and we found that it belongs to the genus Polyrechis, and it is from a group called Mucronata group. So there are 3 species, including mine, the new species from India. So we have named the ant after the forest. So it's called the Polyrechis garbhangaensis ant. And to honor its association with Assam, we have given the common name as Asmi spiny ant.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Very good. Yeah, congratulations. I think it's very interesting that your PhD work led to this
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
outcome. Yeah. So what you also want to mention to the people is that how do students pursue such type of research? What are the opportunities they have?
Yeah. So of course, to pursue it, you must have interest, of course, but there are so many things to garner interest into this. You were talking about conservation, and like I said, people would ask me what is the point. So like for charismatic species like cheetah, tiger, we know they need conservation. For these organisms, we don't even know if conservation is needed because that's how data deficient they are. So there are things like we can assess their conservation status, their behavioral pattern, and like I have done just one aspect of how urbanization is affecting them. There are many changes happening in our world today: climate change, global warming. All of those things can be studied with these organisms, and so if you have interest, these are organisms that are readily available around us.
Yeah, this other thing you keep on repeating about urbanization impact.
Yeah.
So does it mean that if you go to a rural background or a forest background, the conservation is not an issue for these species?
Not really. Conservation is required. If conservation is needed, it will be needed across all habitats. But why I bring in the urbanization aspect, or even if we can bring the rural aspect also, because the human association with these habitats, it's how we are changing. For example, a spider will make a web and we will remove it the next day. So the spider's energy invested on the web gets wasted. So it will make smaller web the next time. And those are the little changes
Interesting, yeah.
because of humans.
Very good. Yeah, so I'm sure that very soon you're going to submit your
Yeah.
thesis.
Hopefully.
And, best wishes for
Thank you
success.
so much.
What next for you?
Next, I really hope to do a postdoc and just to expand my work actually, because like since they are often overlooked, I want to look into the overlooked, and this whatever I have done so far is field-based data. I've collected data from the field. I want to see if in experimental settings also the same kind of results come. And like I said, the conservation assessment of these organisms is also very important. So maybe these are some of the things I want to look in the future.
Very good. I think I would also suggest to you that we should write a popular article.
Yeah.
Why ants are important,
Yeah.
or spiders are important.
Definitely.
While broadly people understand that every creature has a role to play,
Yeah.
but then we need to highlight so that the common person or non-expert will understand.
Yeah.
This is something which I am sure that you will do it.
Yes, I'm
either as a-
planning to write something like
Yeah,
that.
very good. Yeah.
About their importance as well as my experience of working with something like
Yeah, and
that.
also how people react.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after you explain, and then they saw some results, how do they understand?
yes.
These are all very important things.
Definitely.
So I just want you to give your thoughts on, if I'm a student pursuing science, and there is a lot to do beyond
Yes.
computer science or medicine, and many things which can be done, which are needed.
Exactly.
Good students should pursue this. What do you
Yes.
think about it?
I absolutely agree, sir. Even when I was in my 12th class, I planned to do medical, but I wonder if I had gone there, I would not have been able to work on this, to discover a new species of ant. And it's not something extraordinary, it was there, I just needed to look into it. So I know if the younger generation now, since they have so much more resources and they have curiosity, I think they will do even better. They just need to explore more, explore beyond the boundaries of what have been told to them.
Very good. See, it's good to see from a young person telling about a younger generation.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I'm sure that your family also has played
Yes,
a very
of course.
supportive role
Of
in
course.
what you pursue. I think for me, when I talk to people like you or see work which you're doing, a lot that can be done, which will be an impactful contribution to understanding life.
Yeah.
So best wishes for you
Thank you so
to be
much.
successful and keep
Yes.
pursuing what you like, and best wishes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.